The Los Angeles Lakers are absolutely rolling right now and are looking more and more like a contender with each game that they win. But how realistic is that? Hello everyone and welcome back to Step Back with Zach, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the LA Lakers and just how insanely impressive they have been recently. Before we go any further though, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It is my goal to hit 150 subscribers, so your subscription would be very much appreciated. Thank you. And if you don't subscribe, your phone won't charge overnight. So, better get to it. The Los Angeles Lakers are winners of 12 of their last 13 games and are on a 9-game winning streak, which is their biggest win streak by far this season. And this is the second longest current win streak in the NBA, only behind the OKC Thunder. And from the 28th of February, when this 13-game explosion happened, they have also had some really solid wins against some really good competition. So it hasn't been a very easy schedule. It hasn't been the most hard schedule, but it's definitely not been an easy ride. They had a dominating win against the New York Knicks. They beat the Denver Nuggets in a thrilling overtime game where Austin Reeves had some heroics in that game. What the hell? That finish was insane. And the Denver Nuggets have been the only team that is able to beat the LA Lakers during this 13-game streak that we're talking about. And the Lakers have also beaten the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Rockets on back-to-back nights, the Miami Heat, and just today, the Orlando Magic in a thriller. During this time, since February 28th, they are averaging 121 points per game, which is 6th, on 50.5% field goal shooting, which is 2nd. They also are 7th in turnovers, 6th in steals, and 11th in blocks. So they're really showing their defensive capabilities as well as putting a lot of points on the board. They are 3rd in offensive rating, 8th in defensive rating. Yeah, the LA Lakers are 8th in defensive rating, while also being 5th in net rating and 3rd in true shooting percentage. So they are really doing it all out there on the floor at the moment. And because of this stretch, they have firmly solidified themselves as the number 2 seed, currently being 2.5 games up from the Houston Rockets, who sit at the 3 seed. Some of these wins too have just been absolutely dominant. During this stretch, they are outscoring their opponents by over 10 points per game. Do you know how insane that is, given the level of competition I just mentioned? And on top of all this, they still have the 9th easiest strength of schedule remaining. So this could very, very likely continue going. Now, who's been the main culprit as to why the Lakers are absolutely surging right now? Well, let me tell you. Custody battle Luka Doncic is averaging, during this time, 36 points per game, which is firmly first, along with 8 boards and 8 assists, as well as 2.2 steals, which is first. Yeah, Luka Doncic is first in steals. How crazy is that? He's also doing this on just shy of 50% from the field and just shy of 40% from 3 on 63% true shooting. So he's scoring a lot of points while shooting it damn efficiently. He also has a 109, yes, a 109 defensive rating. Luka Doncic, 109 defensive rating during this stretch. He has been absolutely insane, and his defense has improved so much. He has had a game where he recorded 5 steals. He had another game where he recorded 4 steals, and another game where he had 3 blocks during this stretch alone. And then if we're to look at his season defense overall, not just this stretch, believe it or not, he is 7th in the NBA in steals. He is top 7 in charges drawn. He's in the 95th percentile in contested shots. And yes, this is most likely due to the fact that opponents just target him all the time. But let's not think about that. 95th percentile in a defensive category for Luka? What? He's also 87th percentile in contested shots at the rim. A point guard. 87th percentile for contested shots at the rim. And ultimately as well, for how often he is picked on by the opposing teams, he is only allowing 0.84 points per possession on isolations. That is insane defensive stats for Luka Doncic, who many of you call a cone on defense, who many of you call overrated. Keep that in mind. And during the stretch, the Lakers have been 13.4 points per 100 possessions better with him on the court. And that's not surprising considering the absolute offensive explosion that he has been on recently. I'm going to read you some of his scoring numbers during this stretch. And just before his game on the 28th of February, which is where I've been calculating all of these stats from, he had a 41-point game against Phoenix in a loss. But during this stretch, he's had a 44-point game, a 35-point game, a 51-point game, a 40-point game, and a 60-point game. That 60-point game is the most points scored by anyone in a Laker uniform since Kobe Bryant's final game ever. And it was on 60% shooting. So, man, Luka Doncic has just been so much fun to watch recently. I don't know what happened ever since his custody battle thing where, that whole family situation, which I'm not going to get into because that's none of my business. He has been an absolute demon. And he has still had 2 games during the stretch with a triple-double, 3 other games with a near triple-double, and 4 double-doubles as well. And because of his absolute tear recently, he has firmly cemented himself as currently the runner-up in the MVP conversations, only behind SGA. To the opinion of the NBA analysts, I still personally have Luka Doncic third in my MVP polls, only behind Shea and Wemby. But if Luka can keep this up and keep winning, maybe he will overtake Wemby for me. But of course, one man cannot do it alone. A lot of other players on the LA Lakers have really been stepping up, and I want to first start by talking about the GOAT, LeBron James. During the stretch, LeBron is averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists on 60% shooting from the field and 41% from 3, as well as almost 2 steals per contest. He has really bought in to that third option role, which is super important for this LA Lakers team. And to help further back this claim, the game against the Miami Heat, where, by the way, he recorded a 19.15 rebound and 10 assist triple-double, recorded the lowest usage percentage of any game in his entire career. The fact that he knows that he is probably the best player of all time, but has finally accepted that he is not the first option. He's not the second option. He now has the role of being the third option. The game before that Miami Heat game as well, he had 30 points on a whopping 98% true shooting. Only missed 1 shot from the field and 1 shot from the free throw line. And ultimately as well, he's just been making so many winning plays. Like the game against the Denver Nuggets where he literally dove. A 41-year-old man dove on the ground after a loose ball. When you have your leader doing that, or one of your leaders doing that, a lot of other players are going to notice and they're going to be like, you know what? If he can do it, we can do it too. Literally, there was a quote recently where JJ Redick in a timeout said, I know you guys are tired, but blah, 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 blah. And LeBron goes, I'm not tired. And then Austin Reeves was like, yeah, I'm not tired either. LeBron James is one of the most influential players of all time, and the fact that he's still able to have such a positive impact on his team while not being the LeBron James that we all know says a lot about who he is as an NBA player and his character. Shout out LeBron James, he's been incredible. I also want to talk about Austin Reeves real quick. And Austin Reeves is still giving you 20 points a game. However, he has not been as good as he has been during the regular season, which is fine because they haven't needed him to be anything crazy. However, he did have 3 games in a row scoring 30 plus points. So that's really, really good. And like I mentioned, he had that absolutely huge winning play against the Denver Nuggets where he missed that free throw on purpose incredibly well, was able to get the rebound, put up the shot to tie the game to send it into overtime. That was such a wild play and so lucky, but that was incredible to see. But one of the biggest and most impactful players during the stretch, and quite frankly of all season, has been Marcus Smart, the absolute dog that he is. He is their defensive backbone. A 6'3" guard is the defensive backbone of an NBA team. Yeah, and I'm about to tell you some of the numbers that help back this up. He's averaging 2.2 steals per game during this time, where he's also had a couple games of 5 steals during this stretch, and the Lakers all season have been way worse without him on the court. He improves the defense by 8 points, and he improves their offense by 2 points. So that's rounded. His on-off differential is over 10 points per game all season. which is crazy. However, during this stretch, and I need you guys to really buckle in and listen to these numbers, with him on the court, the Lakers have a 101.7 defensive rating. Do you understand how crazy that is? And he improves the Lakers in general during this stretch by 25.4 points per 100 possessions. Yeah, from when he's on the court to when he's off the court. Like I mentioned, defensive rating of 101.7 with him on. When he goes off the court, this goes all the way up to 121.4. Are you shitting me? What the hell? Just to give you some context as to how crazy that net rating of 25.4 is, the current league leader in net rating is Victor Wembanyama, who is at 16.4. He is absolutely smoking Victor Wembanyama's net rating. Just completely, what's the word? Completely smashing it out of the park. And on top of this, he's also shooting 37.5% from three. Shout out to Marcus Smart. The dude's impact is unquestionable. Without him, the Lakers would not be where they are. Luke Kennard has also been absolutely magical for the LA Lakers. He is shooting 48% from three and a little over 51% from the field in general. He just today came up with the game-winning three to beat the Orlando Magic. Luke Kennard, hey, you Atlanta Hawks got fleeced. Why the hell would you trade Luke Kennard for Gabe Vincent? Gabe Vincent could never do this. What a pickup. DeAndre Ayton has also apparently finally bought into his role. He's shooting 70% during this time, which is pretty run-of-the-mill for him. But if he really has bought into this role, where he said that he looked in the mirror and said, "You're not that guy," to himself, if that is true, this could be really, really huge for the LA Lakers. Rui Hachimura has also been decent. He's shooting 43% from three. Jake LaRavia sucks. He's been really, really, really trash. I don't know what's going on there, but waste, man. And then my final shout out is to head coach JJ Redick. I don't know what he's done in the locker room to make his players buy in as much as they have. Because, quite frankly, the Lakers have been all year better than they should be. If we're to look at their advanced stats, they should have around a 500 record for the entire season. However, the play of late, the Lakers look like true contenders. And because of this, they have officially cemented a postseason spot. Not a playoff spot just yet, a postseason spot. So if they, lose every single game from this point on, they'll still make the play-in tournament. But they're going to make the playoffs in no time. So, yeah. Now, do I think that this is ultimately sustainable? It's tricky because the Lakers did something very, very similar to this last season. If you guys remember, they clicked towards the end of the year and they looked like that they were going to be a pretty big problem for opposing teams in the postseason. However, they lost in 5 games in the first round. But Luka Doncic is way better now than he was last season. He's fitter and he's healthier. He was banged up last season. We all know, fat Luka. And he's just been on an absolute tear. He's looking more and more like his 2023 Dallas Mavericks season as the days go by. He's been incredible. Austin Reeves has also improved significantly from last year. LeBron's actually bought into a third option role. Their defense is better. They have Marcus Smart now. He's a dog. DeAndre Ayton's going to be interesting. And considering that they don't have to start Jackson Hayes in the playoffs now, this could be a very, very big swing factor for them. If the playoffs started today, they would be playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I did make a video recently predicting the NBA playoffs, and I did say that the Timberwolves would win. However, if the Lakers can keep this pace up, I can see them beating the Minnesota Timberwolves, especially with the way that the Wolves have been playing as of late. But ultimately, I think I still just need to be a little bit more convinced about the LA Lakers, because like I said, they did this before. They did this last year. It didn't pan into anything. Nothing happened. But, am I optimistic? Yeah, absolutely. I love Luka Doncic. He's my second favorite player in the NBA. And I want to see him win. I want to see him get some hardware. But I don't know. I'm still not super convinced. They did beat the Minnesota Timberwolves recently by 14 points. And literally everybody on the Timberwolves was playing. Anthony Edwards was terrible. He shot 2 for 15 from the field. Rudy Gobert's just trash. I will never, ever like Rudy Gobert. Jaden McDaniels wasn't that great. Julius Randle wasn't that great. So if they can play the Timberwolves like they did in that one, then yeah, absolutely they've got a chance. But I think I just need to see a little bit more from the Lakers first. Do I think that they're better than last year? Absolutely. There's no doubt that I believe in them more this year than I did last year. Are they going to win the finals? God, no. Absolutely not. They've still got to go through the Thunder and the Spurs, who they just haven't been able to beat this year. I'm pretty sure they beat the Spurs once, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, I can see the Lakers beating the Timberwolves in the first round, but I don't think they're getting past the second round because then they're going to have to face, like I said, OKC or San Antonio or the Denver Nuggets. And I don't think they can beat any of those teams. But that will be all from me on this video about the LA Lakers and how impressive they have been. Let me know what you guys have thought about this LA Lakers run as of late in the comments below, and if you think that it's sustainable and if it's going to carry on into the playoffs. But like I said in the intro, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.